Well, good evening, everyone. Good to be in your companies once again. I'm your friend, Bishop elect Edlin Scott. Really excited about the opportunity, as always, to come into your homes with this program called Phenomenal Leadership. Really excited. And I want to say good evening to everyone that is joining the broadcast. Good to have you. Reach out to somebody, let them know that I am live with Phenomenal Leadership. So I'm seeing on two platforms. I'm on YouTube. I got a YouTube channel, Edlin Scott. And of course, I'm on Voice of Deliverance Facebook page and then my own personal Facebook page. So I'm really excited about the opportunity to share with you tonight. Got a good word for you tonight. And so I want you to reach out to as many persons as you can. Lead them over to the live stream or share the stream with them. Whatever you do, just get them over here so that they can be a part of the broadcast tonight. Tonight, a great broadcast in store for you. Everybody wants the best. Everybody wants the best. Everybody desires the best. You know, you talk to people all the time and they want so much out of life. But in order for you to receive the best, you've got to be the best. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. The more that you want to receive is the more that has to come from you. So in order to be the best, or in order to get the best, you're going to have to be the best. So I want you to reach out to somebody, let them know that Pastor Scott is talking about something really good, and I want you to come on and be a part of the broadcast. Well, Voice of Deliverance's 40th year. We're in our 40th year. We have made it to our 40th year. We got started in 1982. Here we are. We're at our 40th year. And this is going to be a time of celebration. In fact, we're going to start off our celebration with our convention. Our convention kicks off in the month of April, a week after Easter. We go into our general convention, and we're really looking for a great time in the Lord. There is a word from the Lord. The spirit around Voice of Deliverance is already high. It's already high because of what we anticipate that God is going to be doing. We just have this feeling that God is going to be doing something great. And so we've been delayed, but we have certainly not been denied. And so we're looking forward to it. I'll give you more information about it as we get down a little closer to it. Or actually by Thursday or so, I'll have the speakers so you can see who's going to be ministering in the convention. So what we're talking about tonight? We're talking about if you're expecting the best, you got to be the best. And I can't see people expecting mediocrity from people. It just don't make sense. I can't see you expecting not so much. It don't make sense. What makes sense to me is expecting a whole lot. And when you expect a whole lot, you have to be. You have to first be it before you can expect it. All right? So, here is the $1,000,000 question, okay? You ever thought about what is it going to take to lead people? As a leader, what is it going to take to lead people? Now, you can lead people in a vertical position, move them to the left, move them to the right. You could lead them in a horizontal position, right? Actually, the horizontal position is moving left and right. The vertical position really is moving up or down. So you can either move them left, move them right, move them higher, bring them lower, or move them forward, or move them backwards. So, what is the number one way to move people forward? Because leadership is all about moving people. Leadership is all about moving people. You want somebody in your life that can move you. You don't want somebody in your life just for company. I want somebody in my life that can challenge me. I want somebody in my life that can inspire me. So that's the kind of people that you want to attract. So the number one way of moving people is about developing your influence in their lives. If you have no respect for me, your respect for me determines the level that I can help you at. If you have this much respect for me, that's as much as I can do for you. The more respect you have for me is the more that I can do for you. So the more influence I have over your life determines whether I can move you left, move you right, move you up, move you down, move you backward, or move you forward. Determined is based on the kind of influence that I have on your life. So the number one thing, leaders, to move people is influence. If you have no influence over them, you cannot move them. You walk up to somebody and say, I don't think it's a good idea to sit there, or I don't want you to sit there, or please don't sit there. And they'll look at you and figure out who you are. Police officer comes and tell them to move, they will quickly move because of the kind of level of respect or the kind of influence that that person has. Okay? So, the more influence you develop, the more influence you develop as a leader, the greater impact you will make. People that are not making a big impact are people with very little influence. People that are making a big impact are people with lots of influence. The more influence, the greater the impact. Without influence, leadership is ineffective. Without influence leaders, without influence over your team or people that be around you, your leadership then becomes, it's not effective. It becomes more effective when influence is in the mix. Without influence, it's just two people. But when influence is in the mix, leadership becomes effective. Without it, then leadership becomes ineffective. In order to take the team to success, you must invest in your ability to persuade them to follow. Every day, I'm finding it more necessary to, Bishop used to say this many years ago. He says, can, all you can. So that when you cannot can, you have already canned all you can. So every day, I'm canning as much information, I'm canning as much knowledge as I can, so that when my leadership day comes, I'm ready for it. A leader must be relevant. You must stay relevant. You must stay relevant. You can't say, boy, I conquered it in 2020. I conquered it in 2021. And is absolutely not prepared for 2022. Different time, different everything. And so you must be. You must be. One of the things that Bishop always used to teach me, or what he would have said to me was this. He said, Scott, you don't need to seek out an opportunity, but you need to be ready when one presents itself. See, a lot of us is looking for a big stage, but we're not prepared for the big stage. A lot of us is looking for promotion, but we're not prepared for the promotion. And so, if you want to expect great things from your team, you have to deposit great things in. If you want a big cake, you have to get the necessary ingredients for the big cake. So if you put nothing in the cake, That determines the kind of level of cake you're going to get. So, you must invest in your ability to persuade others to follow you. The Bible says, he that winneth his soul is wise. So, you have to have as much knowledge about the whole situation if you are intending to encourage people to follow you. Because good leaders, people follow them because they want to, not because they have to. And so a good leader wants to influence people to follow them because they want to and not because they have to. When people get behind leaders that they want to follow, they will go above and beyond. You wouldn't have to rally them. They could be rallied when they want to be there. But when people don't want to be there, you got to encourage them to stay. You got to buy them bread. You got to give them food. You got to have them a place for them to live. You got to put gas in their car. You just got to go out. And no matter what you would have done, in terms of making them as comfortable as they can, if they don't want to be there, eventually they're still going to walk out your life. And they're not going to be a benefit for you. But when people follow you because they want to, they're going to always give that 100%. And what translates from 100%? Success. Success translates from that. So, if you are desiring the best, if you are aspiring for the best, if you are moving in the spirit of excellence, then that has to start with you. It's not going to translate on the team if it's not in you. So, people will get behind you when they want to follow you. They will go above and beyond. If you want your team to be the best, you need to do more than just manage them. You got to do more than just keeping them together. A lot of us as leaders are good at holding things together. I can hold it down. Leading is not about standing still. Leading is about moving across the horizon. Leading is moving up or moving down. Good leaders move you up. Bad leaders move you down. Good leaders move you forward. Bad leaders move you backwards. So, that's what leading is all about. So, if you want your team to be the best, you need to do more than just manage them. You need to motivate, inspire, and grow them. Motivate them, inspire them, and grow them. Motivate them, inspire them, and grow them. My assignment in your life is to show you how big you are. My assignment in your life is to, number one, show you how big you are. Then, inspire you to know that you can be more or bigger than you are. My assignment in your life is to identify where you are and inspire you to grow to where you can become bigger. I'm not here to cover you at the size you are. I'm here to take the roof off your life so that you can realize that, hey, this is not it. God began to revelate in my mind, and To the strength of the Lord, I'm going to preach it on Saturday. And on Saturday, God's Spell Life, Saturday morning, in my Morning Glory Saturday hour, I'm going to be talking about this is not the promise. Hey, I'm enjoying a good life right now. I'm enjoying a good moment. I'm enjoying a good time. Things really ain't all that bad. But this ain't the promise. And so, if I could live with this, could you imagine how much more or how much better it'll be if I get in the promise? But that's for Saturday. That's for Saturday. So I'm trying to tell you, I'm in your life. The reason I'm in your life because number one, I want to show you how big you are. Number two, I want to inspire you to think outside of the size that you are. See, a lot of people is satisfied to be smart. But is it as smart as you can be? And so that's where I'm trying to push you. I'm not trying to push you to just stop at where you are. I'm trying to push you to be all that you can be. And so, as the leader, my assignment is to motivate you. I want to motivate you. My assignment is to inspire you. Hey, you could do this. You could do this. And I want to grow you. Man, listen here. My desire is to stretch as many of you that I can stretch. I want to stretch you as much as you can be stretched. I have some tension straps. And sometimes the more I stretch them, the harder they are, but it don't mean that they can't be stretched. Some of you may think that you're at your limit, but if you put a little more strength in it, you can be stretched a little bit more. So, what's happening in 2022? We're not zooming out, but we're zooming in on all you can be. I'm not settling. No, I'm not settling. I'm going to be on you because I have the responsibility of motivating you. I have the responsibility of inspiring you, and I have the responsibility of growing you. So we're still talking about if you want better. If you want better, you got to become better as a leader. So you got to inspire growth. You can't do that for any of them until you would have done it for yourself. I can't inspire nobody until I get inspired. I cannot motivate anybody until I become motivated. I can't grow none of you until I would have grown. So the more I grow, the more you grow. The more inspired I am, the more inspired you can become. The more motivated I am, the more motivated you're going to become. Like pastor, like people. Okay, so are you ready? Are you ready? And if you're watching me, just say, Pastor, are you ready? Are you ready to learn how to influence people? Because that's how you lead them. You lead them by influence. You don't lead them by fear. You don't lead them by threatening them. You lead them by influence. A lot of people is very good at I guess you call it scare tactics. That don't make no sense. When I first got saved, as we were learning and being trained on witnessing, one of the things we learned very early is hell is real. But if you can only get people to come to Christ because you make them afraid of hell, there's somebody that's going to be here that's smarter than you are that can encourage them and convince them that there's no hell. There are lots of people out there that will convince them that they'll tell you this is hell right here. And so if your only fear is hell, that's why you come to the Lord, then when you be encouraged that there ain't no hell, you going back to where you are. So, influence. Let me very quickly give you 3 areas or 3 tactics that you can use to influence people, because that's very important. Got to be able to influence them. The 3 areas of influence is head, heart, and hand. In order for you to get hand to work, which is your end game, you got to get into heart. The way to get into heart is through air and ice. I think one preacher break it down so well. And I always thought that things, and it gets into you, but you could hear it. I mean, some things you could even taste and it could get into you. You could touch it and it could get into you. But for the most part, with influence, it comes by hearing. And it comes from what you see. The Bible says faith cometh by hearing. Faith cometh by hearing. Faith increases by hearing. Faith increases by what you hear into your spirit. What you hear into your spirit determines how you react. It could be two friends. For all their lives, they've been 2 friends, they've been hanging out together, doing a lot of things together. Someone tell you your friend is steal. Then now when y'all go away, you got your wallet under your pillow because of what you allow to hear, what you allow yourself to hear. So, the tactic number 1, in order to develop influence in people, because I'm not trying to attach myself to people with small dreams in 2022. I'm trying to attach myself to people who are dreaming big. Big dreamers. I'm looking for big dreamers in 2022. So, in order to influence people, because where I'm going, I can't do it all by myself. I got too much going on. You know what I'm like? I'm like those fellas who go on fishing, who Jesus says, go cast your net on the other side. And when they cast their nets on the other side, their nets break. Then they call the rest of the fellas, hey, you all come, because there's too much for us. Now, the last time you all saw us, we wasn't catching nothing. But this time, we're catching something. And so, so right now, I need to influence some folk. I need to encourage some folk to come with me. And so one of the ways to develop influence among people is to be able to get in their heads. Now, whether you believe this or not, people go to church and people choose different churches. One of the main reasons why they choose the church that they go to is they like what the church believes. They like what the church believes. And more than likely, what the church believes are some of the things that they believe. You don't want to be hanging with nobody who you believe in one thing and they believe in the other thing. I tell people all the time, I'm not hiring nobody that I gotta fight with every day. I just don't need it. I'm not paying you to stay in my life to fight me every day. So if you're going to be a part of something, you're going to share your life with something, there must be something that you like or some beliefs that you have similar. Watch this. People that you reach out to or you try to influence are generally people that can either benefit from something that you're saying, benefit from something that you're doing, some kind of personal belief that you both share, something that is appealing to their mind. Because again, in order to get to the heart, you got to get from eyes and ear. So you got to either see it or hear it in order for it to get down in there. If it does not come in through those doors, more than likely it ain't gonna get in. So the logical appeal is to the head. You gotta get to there to get in. Right? Take my glasses off. I can't see nothing. You can't show me nothing because my glasses off. If I can't hear, I have two good customers that both can't hear. And so no matter what I'm saying to them, until I go in front of them and they read my lips, they don't even know what I'm saying. So in order to get the end result, which is the hands, the following, the hands working, once the hand is cooperating, then it would have passed through head and heart to get the hand to work. So I got to be in front of them so they can see me talking and then they can read my lips. So the first thing happens is you appeal to the head. You get into the head. And so it has to do with either your organizational beliefs or your personal beliefs or your benefits or something that's appealing to your mind. Sometimes you can't explain, just know, I just like it. I just like being around Scott. Just like listening to Morning Glory. Just like, I don't know. Ain't nothing, but I just like following him, okay? So, is that. So, first thing you do in order to build influence is you got to find some common ground that you both can identify on, right? When you find that common ground, then you found a gateway. So it moves from there to an emotional appeal. Now, the emotional appeal is the heart. So you already like what they do. You like how they act. You like what they say. You like how they believe. And so you can identify with it. You feel there's benefit in it for you. So the emotional appeal connects your message, your goals, or your project to the individual's goals and their values. Right? Once you get into their heart, by getting into their head, you then move down to their heart. And then your goals, your values, they connect with theirs. People are not going to follow you if nothing connecting to them. Something has to be connecting to them, and then they're going to follow. But if nothing connects you, it's all about one-sidedness. People, that influence is not going to be built. And if you want to lead, you need that influence. So, connect with your message, your goal, or your project to the individual's goals and values. An idea that promotes a personal feeling of well-being, service, or a sense of belonging. People have to. Have you ever been to a church that you just don't feel like you weren't supposed to be there? Or a civic group that you just don't feel like you're supposed to be there? Or even a job that you just don't feel like, I really ain't supposed to be here. You just there for the job. The leader must connect you so that you could feel like you belong. Hey, you could function here. You could survive here. You could grow here. You could be inspired. You can become more here. Influence, you got to influence people to see that. And when you influence them to see that, then, things start to change. So, people have to feel a sense of belonging, right? And then you have a good chance of gaining their support. Once you get them to connect with it and feel like they belong and feel like, hey, I could help with this. This ain't out of my league. I could fit in here. And then finally, you get the cooperative appeal. The cooperative appeals is where the hand gets to work in. All right? When you would have get in my head, get in my heart, I love you, ain't nothing you can't have. I will do anything for you. I will work with you. I will give you my hand because this for me too. I'm a part of this. I'm in this. We are in this together. All right? Watch this. What will you do together? That's what you start thinking. What we'll do together. We talk about it because we believe the same thing. We have shared ideas and shared feelings, so we consult. Then you think about working together to accomplish a mutual and an important goal, to extend our hands towards whatever work that needs to be done. Because I don't have a problem extending my hand towards it, because it's beneficial to me and it's beneficial to you. I believe in what you're doing. You believe in what I'm doing. So in order to develop influence, you got to get in the head, get in the heart, then you get the hand. When you get the hand, then they're going to follow you. Leaders who effectively use these three things: getting people's head, getting people's heart, then you're going to get people's hand, is going to be effective. It's going to be effective with influencing. And leadership is all about influence. Nothing more, John Maxwell says, nothing less. Well, thank you so much. I've come to the end of this teaching tonight. I really appreciate you listening. I really appreciate you sharing. Go back to it and listen to it and get a little more of it. Send it off to somebody. If you are looking for more, you're going to have to put more in. The more you put in you is the more you can put in them, and the more you can expect from them, because the more ingredients you put in it, the better the end result is going to be. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. This has been Phenomenal Leadership. I'm your friend, Bishop-elect Edlin Scott. Look out for me on Tuesday, God's Spare Life. On Thursday, God's Spare Life, for another session of Normal